we today, son?
We are in Taipei. Do you want me to be more specific?
No. That's good. We're in Taipei, and you live in Taipei.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and say something in Mandarin.
大家好，我是贺少侠。
Okay, okay. You seem to know what you're talking about. And where in Taipei are we?
We're in Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall, or the Liberty Square, that got renamed, I think, about 20 years ago?
Excellent. And we just were on TV together. You're like famous here in Taipei.
I'm not famous, but, I like to spread the word.
That's good. Well, you've come to the right place. Okay, so we're going to do some spectrum street epistemology. Okay, first question. Taiwan should unify with China. Move. Okay, why are you strongly disagreeing? Tell him.
I think Taiwan has been democratized, and, it's different ways of life of people in China. And, it's been separate for over 70 years. And even before that, it was only a part of, the bigger China government for less than 4 years. And it was a colony of Japan for 50 years. And even before that, Chinese rule in Taiwan was sporadic. They never conquered the entire island. They took, at most, was maybe half or not even half of Taiwan.
Okay.
So Taiwan, I think, all in all, I think Taiwan should be independent because, we're an immigrant society, and, my ancestors came here without wanting to go back, even though they might share the same heritage with China. Yeah.
Okay. Tell him why you're on the neutral line.
Depends on too many factors. Taiwan is kind of like a puppet of the United States. I'm not really pro-China, but I'm not super against China either. It's really complicated. Depends on what's best long-term for Taiwan. So Taiwanese politics are very, how do I say this without offending too many people? Really messed up as well. So even without unification, Taiwanese future is very uncertain.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily worse to unify with China if they can agree on certain conditions. If they cannot agree...
What conditions?
Well, like freedom of speech, having their own, maybe just having access to social media, or voting for their own people from Taiwan that might be pro-party, whatever, but like having voting and
okay.
But I mean, it's super complicated.
Okay.
It's too complicated to answer.
So my question to you is, what would convince you to move to the disagree line? Like, what would you have to learn, or what would you have to hear, or what would someone have to say to you to convince you to move one line to the disagree?
I think that is a difficult thing to do because, generations have fought for Taiwan to, have its freedoms, its democracy to where we are today. And I think, as this gentleman here mentioned, some may view Taiwan as a puppet of the United States, but these decisions made in the past by either, the Chinese, the Japanese, or the United States have never asked what we Taiwanese feel and think.
So is the answer to that, nothing will convince you to move?
Nothing will convince me to move.
What would convince you to move one line to the slightly disagree?
If Taiwanese politicians and the people here can prove that they can actually make good decisions independently.
What do you mean by good decisions?
Good decisions for their people and not just for the rich. So,
okay, good. Everybody move to the neutral, please. New claim. Taiwan is a puppet of the United States. Move. Okay, pick up that whiteboard. Pick up that whiteboard, please. See that whiteboard? Grab that whiteboard. Pick up that board and the marker. Okay, here's what I want you to do. Write down your best reason for believing that Taiwan is not a puppet of the U.S. One reason. Write down your number one reason for believing Taiwan is a puppet of the U.S. and do not let him see. Okay. You ready? Yep. I want you to guess his best reason for believing that Taiwan is a puppet of the United States. Guess his best reason for believing that.
Taiwan is the U.S. is what do you call it? The U.S. is Taiwan's security ally, and it's Taiwan's largest security protector.
Is that the reason that you have yes or no?
Kind of.
So yes or no?
No.
Okay. I want you to guess the best reason he has written down for why he believes Taiwan is not a puppet of the U.S. What's the best reason? What is the reason he has on that board?
That Taiwan has a democracy and they vote for whatever they believe in. I don't know.
That Taiwan has a democracy and they vote for whatever they believe in? Is that what you have on the board?
Close but not. Yeah.
Okay. So that's and. Guess again. What's his best reason he has for written down on the board?
Taiwan can't really deny decisions made in Washington.
Is that the reason you have on the board?
I mean, not exactly. That's part of it.
Is it better than the reason you have on the board?
Yes. Yes.
It's better than the reason you have on the board.
No, I mean, there's many reasons. It's very hard to explain it in one sentence.
But is the reason that he gave better than that reason? Is it equal to?
No,
it?
that's a conclusion. That's a result of my reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another guess.
Yeah.
Guess the reason that he has on the board.
That Taiwan has its own, constitution, but their own. Well, constitution kind of. You don't actually have your own constitution, but you know what I mean.
Is the reason you have on the board? I don't know what the reason is. Is it that Taiwan has its own constitution?
No.
Okay, so you have one more guess. What do you think he's written on the board?
Without the United States, Taiwan would be a part of China.
Without the U.S., Taiwan would be a part of China. Is that the reason you have on the board?
No, but that's correct. I agree. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Show him your reason. Turn it around.
Yeah.
Read your reason.
Well, it's geopolitically beneficial for the U.S. to control Taiwan, so that's why they do it.
Okay.
I mean, no country can resist. If the United States wants to control a country, they will, unless you're Russia or China, you're too powerful. You would have to fight a war in order to control them. All other countries can be controlled by the United States.
Okay. Not do you agree with that, but do you understand do you understand the reason on the board?
I do, but I don't agree that because of that reason.
Okay, no,
But I think that's a valid statement.
Okay, so you understand it.
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so flip that around and read that to him, please.
Taiwan's decision to ally with the U.S. is in line with its people. It says popular majority support.
Do you agree with that, but do you understand the reason?
I understand it, yes.
Okay. What is your best argument against what he has written down there?
If you look at U.S. allies, like say, the U.K. or other countries, that the U.S. is really close to, or even Japan, a lot of them, most of them are beneficial to the U.S. Or if you could say Saudi Arabia, which is an ally, which is not a democracy, but they're not a colony, or they're not controlled by the U.S. So they have their own decision-making process. Their people, or their government have their own, will.
Okay.
They have agency. Yeah.
Okay. What is your best argument against what he has on the board?
You can be a puppet and be willingly or you're either not aware you're a puppet or you're willingly a puppet. It doesn't mean you're not a puppet.
All right, good. Shake hands with each other. Excellent. Shia. Yeah. Next round. Good job. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. This falls under the umbrella of my nonprofit, National Progress Alliance. Your generous donations keep us going and help fuel content like this. We truly appreciate your support. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.